So friends, today we are here and today we are going to talk about AI farm. And AI farming is one of a beautiful project you can say like which I have worked on recently. So I just know about the importance and the good things and what are the things that we have to implement in our India. You can say agriculture is one of a major sector in our India. Agree? Yes, I do agree. And about 58% of Indian population are dependent on agriculture, directly or indirectly. Some like directly, which are people are dependent on it, like the basic farmer, and some who are selling it, and some like let's say you are consuming, and we are everything it goes side by side. So like we have come up with this particular idea, like believing at this strong point, like agriculture is important. Let's say assume that you are a farmer and you got a specific large amount of land and you don't know how to grow your crop, you don't know what crop to grow, you don't know what fertilizers to use, you don't know how your yield must be produced within your you don't have any experience and you don't know about any diseases, like you are just a new beginner, and you will, and then you will have your idea, then I will go to a professional, I will ask him for your advice about whatever the idea he may have, so experience he has. So like let's say you don't have that particular amount of time to go to expert and ask him for advice for your particular kind of area and of your crop or of your soil. You have to just go and tell him about everything. So this is where this web application coming, like which we have made. The very first thing which we are dealing with this particular project is to recommend a crop according to a pH value of a particular soil. So this was the first problem which we have accomplished by recommend you a crop on the basis of your soil pH value. And the very next point which we have overcome in this particular project is was to prediction of yield on the basis of your location and weather data, because you just have to go there and you have to put where are you from. Let's say I am from Maharashtra, and what is your weather, let's say weather or humidity. It will check your humidity, and once it is confirmed, it will tell you how much will be your yield prediction in that particular season. And the very next thing was the fertilizer, right? What fertilizer you are going to use in your agriculture, in your farm, and you are just a new beginner. And so we have come up with this particular idea, like how you can use your fertilizer, that you have to just add some your NPK value, like nitrogen, phosphorus, and many more values. So you have to just think like what crop you want to grow, and it will tell you the proper recommendation of a fertilizer which you have to put into your soil, which will give you a more better your prediction, and then you will able to get a more profit, let's say, right? And the very next thing is your disease prediction, and it is the one of a major problem which we as a farmer they are facing. Like sometimes like they just have the disease in their crop, and they just don't know what to do with that, and they just don't know what is the disease, and far more about like they don't know about the cure. So like we have also come up with this particular idea that as a farmer you don't know to how to use this particular technology. So you can just click one photo and you can just upload that photo on this particular part, and you have to just tell me the prediction recommendation part. So it will tell you the what are the disease your plant have, and it will also tell you the recommendation, let's say a cure of your disease, cure of that particular disease. So this was the basic idea, and now I will just talk about in more detail. So let's talk about like how we just get this idea, and so let's talk about it. An application providing a complete assessment for you to from your right from your snowing to harvesting, along with the AI chatbot. And this is one of best thing in our project. Let's say we have four machine learning model and one AI model. And machine learning model, they just predict and recommend the particular amount of soil and which are the area that you are specifically domain, and how you can. And the chatbot is for it is a real time. Let's say you just got stuck at some particular time and you don't know now where to go, and we have just include this particular chatbot. But recently we have just created a text type, but upcoming time we are going to improve as a voice assistant. So that will be one of great advantage of that. And we have also used a real-time API that help us to support the environment as well as based on the analysis, and a machine learning based website that recommend the best crop and the fertilizer to use and a disease caused by a crop. So this was the basic thing, let's say introduction. Then the key feature, as I told you for a few times ago. The basic feature was a crop recommendation, and it can use as I told you, you have to just tell the about your, let's say you just go and test your soil, and it will you will get a particular value of your, let's say NPK value, which we say potassium, phosphorus, and one particular value, let's say. So this particular value, once you put on that particular amount data into that, and it will tell you which kind, on that basis it will give you a prediction like which are the crop which is good for your soil. So once you are tackled with that crop recommendation, then you will go what are the fertilizers you are going to include. So on the basis of the fertilizer, yeah, you as you have grown your seeds, and now you have to just know how you can implement, how you can improve that particular your agriculture. So the fertilizer recommendation comes into that picture, and once you're able to complete that, it will take you to the another page, which is a yield prediction. Now let's say you have done your with your crop done with your fertilization, and now you want to check how much your amount of yield will be produced at the end of the season. So this is where the yield prediction come in. Like you have to just include that what is the humidity and climate of your specific area, and it will tell you the amount of yield will produce into your particular land. Like let's say you have a 1 acre of land, and you just implement your ideas and your thing into that. So you will get a normal and basic yield prediction on that particular basis. And last but not the least, a plant disease detection. As I told you further, you have to just click your photo and you have to just upload, and it will give you the cure as well as the disease which your plant having. So like it take a particularly we just get 2 hours for particularly training to this model, and it was pretty hard for us to find the data and the data set and to train a model. So these are the four machine learning model, and one which I told you, that was the AI model. Let's say motivation, how we get motivated to this particular project. Agriculture is one of a major sector that influence country economic has a growth, right? You can say it is also contribute to a Indian GDP, and it holds a major part of a GDP, agriculture. In a country like India, most of the population depends on the agriculture for their livelihood. As I told you that 58% of the Indian population depends on the agriculture for their livelihood. The excessive and inappropriate use of fertilizer has weakened the strength of soil. So like most of the people, they don't know how to use the fertilizer, and because of that, the weak or the strength of the soil which are able to produce much more thing is has gone reduced. So to overcome that, we have just included the fertilization recommendation. Indian farmers face many challenges in making a decision for the farming technique and how they are going to implement that. So you have also come up with that particular kind of solution, like as I told you before only. this was the basic thing which we were gonna tackling and which we have just implemented. Then sometimes fail to best crop maximum optimization of yield. Like if you are producing a more yield, you will get a more profit, right? So the more good will be the thing for you. In agriculture sector, you have a max yield at a minimum cost is a globe of production. These were the basic thing like which we have included in our system, and which will be mostly helpful for the many people. Let's say a farmer, like we have just keep that in mind. And let's say if you are a new beginner, you want to do your farming, you are able to come and get that particular app. We are improving, and let's say it has taken time, and so yeah, just trying to make it.